It does indeed conclude. That's right. It's the third time this season the Dragons and the Wolves have gone head-to-head. We will giving you all the analysis going into this big game in Perpignan on Saturday. Game of the week is back. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. That's your job, of course. Let the world know that Super League Raw does it bigger and they do it better. You're not going to get a better preview show than the one you are about to see. And of course, what a massive, massive game this one is, involving these two teams. We showed you this graphic on Super League Raw Weekly this week. In the last 5 games, it's 3-2. The interesting thing is, Warrington won the series last year. They beat Catalan 2-1. But in the last 3 games, that's right, the last 3 games, it's been all Catalan, the last game that they played each other in 2023. And of course, the first 2 games of the trilogy going the way of the Catalan Dragons. You'll see there, Warrington are in fine form. If you count the Challenge Cup wins as well, they are really going into this in better fettle. It's 3rd against 4th. They've always been close this season. The attack goes the way of the wire. The defence goes the way of the wire. But the bookies see it as a Dragons 4-7 on. Do you see it the same way? Very, very interesting indeed by the bookies. There's no doubt about it. The interesting thing about these two teams in the last 5 games that they've come up against each other, an average of 8 points have separated them. There's been a couple of, I think 1 or maybe 2 blowouts in there, but on average, it's an 8-point difference between these two sides. That is why this is such an intriguing contest. This is how the Super League looks, and there they are, 3rd and 4th, both on 16 points. The wire just ahead of the Dragons on that point difference. This is going to be absolutely outstanding, isn't it? Of course, it's the 3rd game of the season, so why not take a look back at the other 2, starting with game number 1.
Musgrove, it's on the last. Williams involved and Drinkwater. And here's the young man, Lindop! Oh, debut! What an amazing story! On debut has 17-year-old Aaron Lindop given Warrington the lead. It's an on-field try.
Plenty of confidence, hasn't he, the youngster? Gets on the outside of Tom Johnson. Look at that, he knows where he is, he knows what he's got to do. And wow, what a start to his career on debut, 17 years of age.
Abdul again will target Lindop. Oh, it's left there by Duffy, and it'll be Abdul. Can Abdul get the ball down? He can.
Got the down lane.
And I think
Onside,
that's a
offside,
terrible
okay.
mix-up there.
Onside.
Well, Jordan Abdul, he's the man who kicks the ball. You can see both players were just expecting each other to go for that ball.
Hopefully it's as good as the first. Thoroughly enjoyable.
I think he's in a bit of trouble here. I think it could be red card. The more and more you see it.
It's shoulder, direct ahead. It's forceful. There is no mitigating factors. It's off.
Red.
Yeah, mate.
Red.
Yeah, there's no mitigation.
Chances here for the Dragons with McMeekin. And now Abdul. Abdul sprays the ball with a chance for Morg. He'll go over. He spotted the gap. Duffy in there for Ford. Ford with the offload. Chance again for Duffy. And they did go expansive. They did have a go.
George Williams, he's got his fingerprints on most things. Duffy, the speed that he possesses and being able to ride the tackle.
Yeah, but
Nicarima. Busquets will stretch for the line. And it's a penalty. It's a high shot on Busquets. And they're going to get another opportunity.
Just wait there, remain.
Morg. Surely this time. And this time the flags do go up. And Warrington have got 7 and a bit minutes to try and find something to get back.
So game one went the way of the Catalan Dragons. Some wonderful tries there. The Matt Duffy one, very, very easy on the eye indeed. And this was the statistics. This is how it went. And as you can see there straight away, the pack meters go in the way of the Catalan Dragons in game number one, 602 to 519. Harrison and Vaughan dominated the front row with 113 and 117 meters respectively. But collectively, the Dragons bettered the Wolves with Chris Satai on debut, making the most meters of 125 in this game. Catalan also won the Battle of the Backs with 164 meters from Tom Davies and 6 tackle busts, really standing out from him on the wing. You can see right across the park there, it was advantage Dragons. That sending off of Mickey McAlorum just changed the game in completely the different direction that everybody thought it would. It galvanised the Catalan Dragons, and Warrington Wolves, for whatever reason, could not make the extra man count. It was all about the Catalan Dragons. The man of the match in that game, well, it was Jordan Abdul. He was absolutely superb. His kicking game in both game one and game two has been on point. He scored the try, he made an assist. Really good game management around the park in that second period. He really did come into his own, especially in the second half. Jordan Abdul on fire in Perpignan in game number one. Of course, that was game number one, and if you thought that was good, game number two was even better.
Abdul, there's room on that right-hand side for Davis. Can Davis find a way through? He can. The play on the last. Everyone just stopped for a moment there. Abdul puts the kick forward, chases on. Oh, it's taken by Johnston, and it was a pinch-me try. McLaurin, chance there. Is it a try for Sims? Has Tariq Sims got the ball down?
Does the ball get to the ground? Garcia is in possession. And at that point, the white of the ball is on the ground. Thank you, I have made my decision.
The decision is coming. Is it another try for the Catalan Dragons? And it is. Feel they've got to make this pressure pay. There's the ball inside, the twist and the turn and the try from Joe Philbin, and the pressure has paid, and Warrington are on the board. Here is Williams again, long looping pass out, back inside for Ashton. Ashton picks it up, and Ashton scrambles over, and it's Toby King. I think it is. It was Ashton who tapped the ball back, and it's Toby King who scores the try.
Still not grounded, and the ball is grounded. I've made my decision.
It was King who did the damage, and with 7 minutes to half-time, Abdul chips it towards the corner. Johnson bats the ball back. Opportunity for Rouget. And has he managed to score here, Cesar Rouget? He thinks he has. He thinks he's given Catalan a crucial score.
Yeah, this will be the one. He's in possession of the ball and grounds the ball. Thank you, I've made my decision.
Well, what a dramatic 60 seconds. And a crucial 60 seconds in this game, because it's a try for Cesar Rouget. Still 2 left in the set. Abdul goes to short side. Little slip pass out to Johnston. Can he scramble over and score? Brilliant hands on the far side there. Tom Johnston. Powell again. Harrison charging for the line, and Harrison gets the ball down.
Okay, I've got a live call of try. I have insufficient evidence to say that the ball comes away from the hand. Thank you, I've made my decision.
James Harrison with a crucial try in this game. Leon Hayes, brave there, taking on Mike McMeekin. Oh, brilliant from Williams! Absolutely brilliant from the England captain! What a try! That's what he can do!
Go tackle 5.
Less than 2 minutes. Abdul chipped it towards the corner. It was knocked on, was it? Or was it ball back, and has Abdul scored?
A brilliant game at the Halliwell Jones between the Catalan Dragons and the Warrington Wolves. Warrington just basically allowed Catalan to get away far too many times in this one. They did to Warrington what Warrington have been doing to other teams. A really quick out the traps, 18-0 up. 3 very quick fire tries inside of 13 minutes, and they couldn't recover Warrington, albeit they did give it a really, really good go. Unlike game one, this time the Warrington Wolves pack were the one that was on top, and Lachlan Fitzgibbon had a brilliant game for the Warrington Wolves, 136 metres, 4 tackle busts, and a clean break, 16 tackles to boot as well. The forward line, outstanding, but look at the backs. Look at the backs yet again. You know, the Catalan Dragons had a really, really good game once more against the Warrington Wolves in this one. They really did play very, very well. 578 metres, playing 384. That is a lot of metres, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? And that is something that the Warrington Wolves and Sam Burgess will need to improve going into game number 3. The backs were on point, unbelievable. When you look right across the back line there, you know, the likes of Romano, he also had a great game in this one. He got 133 metres from 20 carries as well as a try assist. Davis again, impressive, 165 metres from 18 carries. He got himself a try. And Tom Johnston, who was the man of the match in this game. That's right, Tom Johnston. He'd only scored 1 try and made 1 assist in the first 5 rounds of Super League. And then he comes to the Halliwell Jones Stadium and gets a brace in both. Quite sensational. Johnston was on point at the wire. There's no doubt about that. He was the catalyst. He was superb. And like I say, the backs really have ruled the roost in the first 2 games. That's something that Sam Burgess is going to have to need to address. He needs his 3-quarter line on point. There's no doubt about that. But you've got to give it. Catalan Dragons this year have got the Warrington Wolves number. It's going to be very interesting indeed in Perpignan to see who comes out the winner. In Super League World Weekly, we discuss this match as we always do before we listen to what we have to say on Tuesday night live. Don't forget, Super League World Weekly every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. live on Twitter, Facebook and YouTube. Let's get a little word from our sponsor and then we'll go straight there.
He's target 5.
Here comes the Wolves.
Ooh, love that crunch.
Let me add a little bit of spice.
The Dragons, the last 5, 3-2 up against the wire. In terms of form, well, Warrington have won 4 of the last 5, of course, 5 of the last 6 if we count the Challenge Cup. And there you can see the Dragons, 3 from the last 5. Position, 3rd against 4th. Wonderful. I think every time these two have come head-to-head this season, I think they've been a place between them. It's going to be really interesting. Warrington, slightly better attack and defence. That's encouraging. But the bookies have said that they fancy Catalan to do the hat-trick, 4-7 on the Dragons at home. Warrington 6-4. I'm led to believe Warrington have gone out early. Whether that be a bit of a reward for the semi-final win, that could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. I don't really know, if truth be told. We'll go back round. We'll start with Joel. Joel, Warrington Wolves against Catalan Dragons should be a belter. Where are you going?
Yes, I'm going to go for wire on this one. Pretty close though. I think I'm seeing it around 1-8 because going to Catalan for anybody who was on any form is a tough one. Can I just say Huddersfield did go and beat them quite convincingly. That's the other thing I'm holding on to this year. But yeah, other than that,
in some respects, you must wake up and think that was all a dream.
I think it was a different year, different decade.
It did happen, Joe. Honestly, it was real.
Yeah, well, apparently so. It's going to be a really good game. Yeah, I'm going wire 1-8 because I think it was such a great win. Your boys are going to be running high on confidence.
Yeah, well, maybe. Well, Ryan Birch is obviously very disappointed in how much grief we're giving you tonight. He's gone Catalan 9-17. Tony Pennington, he's gone wire 1-8. Dawn, Dragons at home, week off, wire 1-4. Nicola Burnwood, she's gone wire 1-8. Well done, Nick. Right, let's before we bring Steph in, Garcia should be back. That's a massive bonus for Catalan. No real new injury concerns other than that for them. I think the big bonus for Warrington is Desiree. Again, he's expected not to feature. I think Desiree off the bench in a Wigan kind of way with Mago and Dupree. I think when they've got Satai and Desiree off the bench, I think that's colossal. And we saw that against, it was KR. You know, it's just, so as a Warrington fan, I'm a bit relieved about that. Warrington, no concerns, or none have been reported as yet. He might freshen it up, though. I wouldn't be surprised maybe to see Conor Wrench come back into this one just to freshen a few key places up where he can. But Steph, your thoughts? Why are against Catalan in Perpignan?
Yeah, well, I think first point is how crazy is it that Warrington have played Catalan 3 times now and we've not played London once yet? It's bonkers, isn't it?
It's bonkers.
Yeah.
We haven't played Wigan. We haven't played Saints.
Yeah,
you know, it's mad.
Absolutely crazy. But anyway, that's by the by. That's the picture. But I believe there's a really good contingent of Warrington fans going out. You know, over 1,000, I think, Warrington fans going out for this one as well, which is brilliant. Especially after the amount that turned up at St Helens at the at the weekend as well. So yeah, I think it's going to be a cracker, this one. I think that they're so evenly matched, these sides. They seem to really, complement each other in attack and defence. And I just think it's going to be probably the game of the week for me, this one. I think it's going to be an absolute blinder. I think going out there early is a stroke of genius by Burgess. Well deserved for the players just to think, and obviously to get acclimatised as well to the weather and all that kind of thing. I think the longer you spend out there, the better. I know that doesn't work for everybody, but I don't think there's anybody that's gone out on a Tuesday before. And I've heard of teams going out on a Thursday. So as long as they're going out there, not partying, which I'm sure Burgess wouldn't have them doing that. I think if they've done it for the right reasons, then I think they're good enough to get the win. I've gone Warrington 1-8. I do think it'll be close, but I do think you're going to get the win.
Yes. So what score are you going?
1-8.
You're going 1-8, the wire. Right, okie dokie. Greg, can Catalan get the hat-trick?
Well, I got a good telling off on Saturday while I was queuing for beer. Yes, thank you, the Glass Horse, for putting 2 bar staff on. While I queued for an hour for beer, I got a good telling off that I should always back my own team. And obviously my celebrity status was used to get somebody to the front of the queue. But let's not name names. So going with that, you know who you are. Going with that, I'm going Catalan 9-17.
Yeah, Catalan 9-17.
Because for the reason I think Sunday, despite a dominant performance, will have taken a lot out of the tank.
Yeah.
Emotion-wise, going to Catalan is not an easy place to go, no matter how well you're playing. And I think Catalan, I think will edge it towards the end again. Close first 60 minutes. Catalan to run away with it at the end, 9-17. Right,
Gary Schofield, he's gone the Dragons 9-17. I've gone Catalan 1-8. I do think that the hat trick probably is on. I hope I'm wrong, but I just get the feeling that with the. I mean, don't get me wrong. It wasn't. They didn't really have to get out of third gear really on the weekend. So it's not like they've been in a bruising battle. But it's the emotion of a semi-final.
Yeah, it's the emotion
to Wembley. So I don't think from a body perspective, that it's more mentally. Can they now, off the euphoria of getting to Wembley, can they get themselves back up?
It could be, we've got Catalan, we've got Wigan. Funny that, and how the Challenge Cup final, the teams always seem to play each other the week before.
Yeah.
I'm saying nothing. But they've got 2 tough games, Warrington, before the final. I think that's a good thing. I really do. We don't want easy games going into a cup final.
Yeah, I mean, look, we all know, and this is why we always say about playoff rugby league at the end of the day, when these teams go head-to-head, it's a different intensity. So you're spot on. I think the fact that Warrington, have got Catalan this week and then on to Wigan. Yeah, I mean, they're intense. They're going to be intense games.
Yeah.
Without that, Andy Bibby's gone wide by 12. Catalan by 12 for Graham Parrish. He's in there as well. Catalan 1-8. Lorraine, hello Lorraine, good evening to you. I hope you're enjoying Super League Raw. I'm sure you will be. But yeah, look, it's one of those. It really is a down the middle job. This the fans forum have gone Catalan 1-8. I've gone Catalan 1-8. Greg and Schofield Catalan 9-17, and Steph and Joel going Wire 1-8. It should be a belting game.
Can I back you up on something, Dave?
Go for it, Chief.
It definitely is about the mind and not the body, because there was nothing that we put on to test your body at all. The most that you had to test was to wipe your brow from heat.
Well, by all accounts, mate, Joe Wicks is going to be there against Lee. He's going to do a warm up before the game, just so you get a sweat on. It's going to be free to air on YouTube. Anyway, that's by the by. Let's
bullying now, Dave. Bullying.
I know, it's shocking. But hey, we get told, you know. So there you go. That was us on Weekly. If you don't watch Super League Raw Weekly, where you go? Where are you at 8 p.m. on a Tuesday night? Great banter, great fun, and of course, great analysis. So as you can see there, not much split really. Some of us going Catalan, some of us going Wire. It should be a really, really intriguing game, this one. I mean, where are you putting your money on? But don't forget, Super League Raw Weekly, 8 p.m. every Tuesday night. Come and join me and the boys. Let's get some pros, some pundits now. Kev Brown and Kyle Amor were on the last tackle, and they were discussing this game as well. Let's hear what they have to say.
They've come from the first game of the season to this one as well, and I think what's really key is they've took them over for a week. Yeah. They've gone over there and taken this serious. It's not a holiday. I've spoken to the players, and they're loving the sun, but they're over there working really, really hard to get the job done. You know, there's a couple of ways of going at it. Do we go on the day and get the job done, or do we? Well, Sam Burgess is as good as anyone in terms of knowing what a trip should look like, and I think the fact that they've gone Challenge Cup final, semi-final sorted, we're getting over the heads on this job. Forget about everything in England now. We're going over to France and we're going to get this job done. I think Catalan's Warrington will be as good a game that we've seen all season.
Yeah, it's a pick of the round by far, isn't it? And, you know, the fact that they're over there now, I think smart, because, you know, for the players, we are in that mid-season part, and it's important to sometimes get away from the monotony of training ground every single day. I think it's clever that he takes them over there. Of course, there'll be a bit of downtime. There'll be downtime in the evening. Just, you know, I'm not saying that, you know, it's going to be anything other than what it would have been like over here in the course of a week, but just that change of environment, that chance to bond together as well, because they're going to be with each other, almost like a mini pre-season camp in the middle of the season. I think it's a very clever move. I think, you know, obviously Catalan, but the more interesting one for me as well is that I've no doubt that Sam Burgess and the team will be attacking this game, but it comes the week after when they play against Wigan. You know, they play Wigan before the Challenge Cup final. You know, that'll be the really interesting part. How do they approach that game? But, you know, without looking too far that way, this one will be an absolute cracker.
Predictions?
Oh, I'm going to go Warrington. I think they get it done.
If Warrington can complete over 90%, they win the game for me. But I think it's really difficult to do that 2 weeks on a run. I think Catalan's at home. I think they'll be too strong for Warrington.
Moving on.
Incredible. Even the pundits, even the ex-pros there, not quite convinced which way this one's going to go. It should be fantastic. I mean, again, you look at the quality that is on the field of play. You know, the two fullbacks, Morg against Duffy. There's quality on the wings in Johnston and Ashton. You know, then you go to the centres, Toby King back in great form for the Warrington Wolves. You know, we like Arthur Romano here on Super League Raw. The half-back combination, Drinkwater needs a big game against his former clubs. Abdul, we know, is a Rolls Royce of a player. Up in the front, you know, the Busquets, Vaughan, Harrison, you know, Matt Meakin off the bench. Satai Desiree will come to the squads in a minute. Incredible. And then, of course, you know, those back row forwards, Nicholson maybe going to the NRL, Lachlan Fitzgibbon in great form, Curry, a new player at loose forward, Ben Garcia, again, another Rolls Royce of a player at loose forward for the Catalan Dragons. And hasn't Tarek Sims settled in well? And Bailey Sivan as well. He's had a decent season thus far. It's just outstanding right across the park. It's going to be incredible. Let's now hear from Steve McNamara and the man who really did have a great debut in game one, Mr. Chris Satai.
Position. We're in terms of the competition, it's a tough competition this year. 11 games in, 8 wins, 3 losses. We'd like that to be a little bit better, and we'd like to perform better in some of those games as well. But the reality is we've put ourselves in a position, and now we hit the middle part of the season. which is a really important period for us. You know, it's for most teams, but I think for us now, there's a sense there that we can kick on and move on. Starting with Warrington first up, I think they've been outstanding this year. They've been really good. We've obviously played them twice already. It's strange we're playing them for a third time, and you know we've had 2 titanic games against Warrington. Both games we could have won, could have lost. Fortunately, they went our way, and hopefully this one will do as well on Saturday. We were disappointed with some of our tackling against Leeds. I know we got 0 against us, but we thought we probably didn't tackle as well as we should have tackled in that game. And I think in attack, just probably the tempo, the speed, the support of our play at this moment in time, we were a little bit tight with each other there in that area. We want to score some more points, but it will happen. It will definitely happen.
Look, they're playing with a little bit more confidence at this time. You know, obviously they won last week and they're through to the Challenge Cup. But we believe in ourselves. We've beaten them twice before. You know, we know what they bring, but I think us and the boys are pretty confident in what we do. Yeah, definitely. I think the boys definitely feel refreshed from their break, and every chance you can get a 2 points is very important. You know, and with these 2 teams, they're in the top 4, and for ourselves, like I said, we've been okay, but it's time to push through and see where we're at against them.
Chris Satai's been a great signing, hasn't he, for the Catalan Dragons? Rumour has it he may be coming back to British shores, though. Hull FC circling Chris Satai. Has he settled in Perpignan? We'll find out as the season unfolds. But Satai has been in wonderful form. Steve McNamara there saying it's a titanic tussle. Oh, yes, and there'll be red flares aplenty, just like on that ship itself. Incredible stuff, this. It's going to be a brilliant game. Sam Burgess, as we heard from Kev Brown, they've been over there since Tuesday, tried to make it a little bit more relaxed, but also he said in his press conference it's been the same preparation, but in the sun. It's all business at the Warrington Wolves for this one. It's going to be really interesting. This is what Sam has had to say about the Catalan Dragons. They're a physical side and they're consistent. They're in the top bracket of teams and they have some really exciting players like Morg and Abdul, who's been going well for them both as wingers. And the wingers are dominant, and they are. We said that about the game 1, game 2, haven't we? Johnston and Davis have really piled on some big meters out the backs for the Catalan Dragons in those 2 games, and they'll be looking to replicate that in this one. Round 1 was an eye-opener for Burgess, and he was surprised by the physicality. That was a great contest, and we're expecting much of the same. And I think absolutely, Sam, you know, the 2 forward packs in this, bruising, absolutely bruising. It will be a great atmosphere, over 1,000 Warrington Wolves fans coming over, and he's really excited for the players to experience that. Absolutely wonderful. Shall we see what the T21-man squads are? Why not? Here we go. Here they are, they're in. And, well, straight away, let's start with the home team. And, yes, you've seen it. Ben Garcia back in the squad, as is Paul Seguer, because he's been out for a few weeks, I think, since a Wigan game. But the rest, the week off, has really done him a world of good. And look at that there. Yes, number 23. I didn't think he was going to be in the squad, but he is. Jordan Desiree. Now, will he play? That's the big question. But there's no doubt. Remember when the Robins went over to Perpignan and about 15, 20 minutes into the game, Satai and Desiree came on. And in that period, they blitzed the Robins and they never, ever recovered. It's as potent an introduction as the Patrick Mago, Tyler Dupree element at the Wigan Warriors, and Warrington needs to be very, very afraid of that for me, no question about it. You'll also see that Geordie Crowther will be missing. He's not even travelled with the Warrington Wolves. By all accounts, a little niggle, but also a few personal things that he's had to sort out in Blighty, so he hasn't gone over. But Conor Wrench is available. That's interesting. He was there again last week, but actually he says Conor Wrench would be available. But hey, Mr. Burgess, I can't actually see him in that 21-man squad. I don't know if you can, but he did say that Conor Wrench was available. Oh, sorry, unavailable. My apologies. Oh, I'm getting so excited. Can't wait for this game. Anyway, so yeah, no Conor Wrench. The likelihood is he's not going to be able to freshen up. I said in Weekly that perhaps he'd try and freshen up with Conor Wrench, but he's not there either. So it's going to be interesting. Will Aaron Lindop once again star? I doubt it, because of course Fulis and Ashton are in great form, and they're both in the 21-man squad. If you remember, Josh Fulis didn't travel to Perpignan in round 1. Right, where is this game going to be won and lost? Well, there's no doubt about it. This is a key battle. 2 of the best halfbacks in the comp go head-to-head. Whichever one of these come out on top will have a serious impact on which of these teams win game number 3 between the Catalan Dragons and the Warrington Wolves. You can see there that George Williams has been incredible this season. 5 tries, 2 assists. His runs have been absolutely incredible. 788 metres is amassed this season in Super League alone. We also know that he did some serious running in the Saints game and in the Huddersfield game that have just gone. But he is really good. The advantage that Abdul's got, I think Abdul is a better game manager with the boot. He has got silky feet, hasn't he? And if Abdul does what he did at Warrington and in the second half in Perpignan in round number 1, I do fear for the Warrington Wolves because Abdul is that good a player. Apologies there. It's not Jake Connor. It's not Tex Hoy. Do apologise. Anyway, but yeah, you can see from the pictures who we're talking about. But yeah, incredible battle list between these two players. It's going to be very, very interesting indeed. Who's the game breaker? Well, for me, it has to be Matt Duffy. Is there a better fullback in Super League in 2024? I think the answer is no. On current form, Matt Duffy is absolutely on fire for the Warrington Wolves. Look at his stats. 8 tries, 8 assists, 13 breaks, 76 tackleables. He's doing 38 tackles, 230 carries. He's on the ball more under Sam Burgess. Burgess has really put a lot of faith in Duffy. He is so instrumental in the attacking phases of the Warrington Wolves this year. Watch out for play number 5. It's normally Duffy who gets play number 5 for a quick play the ball for the likes of, used to be Hayes, of course, before his injury, but now Drinkwater to try and get Warrington in territory advantage. Going to be very, very interesting to see how Matt Duffy plays in this game. If Duffy's on fire, Warrington could come out of this with the win. I think for no doubt about it, Steve McNamara will be looking at Matt Duffy. I would expect a lot of work has been done in the analysis room over the last 2 weeks with regards to Matt Duffy's form, and the Catalan Dragons will want to nullify him in Perpignan to give them an even better chance of winning this. But there's no doubt if Duffy's on fire, well, it could be a great, great game for the Warrington Wolves. This is a mouth-watering game, isn't it? I mean, yes, they may have played each other 3 times in 12 rounds, but what a treat for the neutral. This is going to be simply superb. You don't want to be anywhere else. 5:30 p.m. this Saturday night, prime time television. It has to be Super League. It has to be the Catalan Dragons against the Warrington Wolves. Do not look at anything else. You know, nothing else compares this Saturday at 5:30 p.m. than this game. This is what Super League's all about. 2 brilliant teams going head-to-head in the sunshine. Oh, and who knows, we might even have some sun here. If we do, get the barbie on, ladies and gentlemen. Get your beers in, get your wine in, get your spirits in. Dawn Baker, you're watching. You get your Malibu and Coke in. It's going to be an incredible, incredible game, this one. I cannot wait. Oh, that was game of the week. Good, wasn't it? You can't get better analysis than that. Where are you going? Are you going to Catalan Dragons? Are you going to the Warrington Wolves? In the comments, go on, put your comments in there. Don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe in the top corner there. Become a member of Super League Raw. The benefits are incredible. Go and press that QR code now. Go over to our Patreon website. Become a part of the fastest growing rugby league community. This is what it's all about. By you helping me, I can deliver this fantastic content for you. And of course, many, many prizes along the way. It's been an absolute pleasure to bring Game of the Week back for round number 12. Ho ho! Super League is back. We'll see you next week for another Game of the Week. Bye for now.